Hi everyone, Marianne Cowan here from Pinery Paper Crafts, and I haven't been on live in a while. I can only say I've been enjoying my summer, my gardens, time at the cottage, and yeah, lots to do. But the summer is winding down, so I will be coming on regularly from now on. And I was just getting some cards ready for my upcoming fall stamp camp, so I thought I would give you a little bit of a behind the scenes sneak at how I do my designing. So when I'm designing for a class, I'm always thinking about what materials I'm going to use and how I can design it so that it's beautiful but not too many pieces to prepare. So I'm going to show you one that I just designed for my class, and then I'm going to show you one that we did yesterday at our team get-together. I have a team called the Pinery Paper Pals, and those are people who have purchased the starter kit, and we get together. That's the first time we've been together since COVID, actually. So we did get together, and it was a lot of fun, and we did some crafting. I baked scones, and it was just really a lot of fun. And if you like being part of a crafting community, I would invite you to join us. You just purchase a starter kit from my site, and then you can be one of the people in our crafting community. It's a wonderful group of ladies, and we all support each other and like to craft together. You can do it as a business if you want, or you can just do it for the discount and the perks that go along with it, and also just the fun of crafting. So let me show you the first card that I designed. So I really wanted to use this set, which is the Rustic Pumpkin Dies and the Hello Harvest stamp set. So that was in my mind that I wanted to use this bundle, and also I wanted to use the Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper, which is beautiful. Hi Wanda. So this paper is really, really beautiful, and this one is black and white, but I did see someone that colored it with daubers, which was really pretty. And there are some beautiful papers. We use this one on one of the cards, and this one is a big floral. And on this card, we're going to use this one. I think we use this one on a different card as well. So I have all the cards designed for the fall stamp camp now. I'll give you a sneak peek when we're done, if I remember. So this is one of the sets. The set that is actually featured as an option to purchase with the stamp camp is the Soft Seedlings. It is a beautiful, beautiful set. And yesterday there was some of my team members who had never heat embossed before, so we did some heat embossing. So I'll show you how I did this big stamp with heat embossing. So that was really pretty as well. So in designing it, I knew I wanted just a little strip of this paper. I'll just leave that there. And I did have just a plain piece of Mossy Meadow on the front, but it looked a little too plain to me. But I didn't want to add too much, so I did pull out my subtle embossing folder. I do know it's retired, but it's just one of my go-tos. And I think a lot of people have it in their stash. So I'm just going to fold this in half. I've been crafting for a while because I live in Ottawa, Canada, and we're supposed to get rain for the next 3 days. So it's perfect crafting weather. So we have this and this. I'm going to go ahead. Hopefully my glue was running out. Hopefully it lasts. Oh, let's try a different one. I'm going to play the glue game. All right, stamp and seal it is. I do prefer to use white glue when I'm using an embossing folder, just because it gets right into all the ridges. So when you purchase one of my classes, all these materials would come tucked in an envelope with an insert, and you would stamp your own sentiment. So I did go ahead and stamp the sentiment. You are such a blessing. I love that. So that was from the Hello Harvest. And I want to tuck it inside here. So I'm going to take my paper snips and just cut it off so it's a bit shorter, and I'm going to put this piece down first so that I know how far over to put this. Guess we're using snail. I was having trouble getting it straight. There we go. And I just love this, the subtleness of this paper. I did try a few different papers behind as a backdrop, and this was the one I liked the best. So there we have that, and now we have our pumpkin. So I've die cut the pumpkin from the brushed metallics, and I use the, it's not the gold, the bronze and the copper is what I'm going to say. So a little trick, I was trying to figure out how to put this on. Okay, now I'm second guessing, should it go like this or like this? I'm going to put it like this, but maybe it's supposed to go like this. I don't know. So I'm going to put this on the back, and I'm going to put it this way. Well, I'm just going to do it that way. That's how I did my other one. I'm going to use a glue dot. Which way do you guys think it's supposed to go? And also it's bigger on this end, so let's go like this. Just putting it so that you can't see this bottom piece, but I want it as tall as I can get it. Then a little trick for this one, because it's so tiny, and I didn't want to put adhesive on the back because I don't want it all tucked down. But this is going to go over top for the 3D effect. So I'm going to make sure I put my dimensional right there to capture that little piece. So here I just pulled off a little piece of dimensional. And that'll hold that in place. And I'll just add some more. Round, down, tucked under. I did it right. Okay. I thought I did, but then as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, maybe it's supposed to go the other way. You know when you start second guessing yourself? Okay, so there we go. And actually, I didn't realize this was supposed to be popped up on top of this till I saw someone else's video, so who knows. Okay, so, and one other thing I do when I'm preparing my cards for my card class is I print all the materials and the measurements on the back. So then when I go do the class tutorial, I have everything right there and I can type it up a lot quicker. So that's a little tip. So now we're going to put this, and because this is popped up, I'm just going to do this flat. Hey Sylvia. I should know, we have a lot of pumpkins around here. And you can also tip it a little bit sideways, I guess, if you wanted to. Now the other thing I did add, and this is part of your kit that you'll be getting with Stamp Camp, is the Leaf Label and Amber Gem Combo Pack. So I did take some of those and added them. You can see I've been using them a lot. I think that's enough. So this will be one of the cards for the fall stamp camp. If you're already registered, you'll get to make this card. And at my classes, well, they're all virtual right now. You always make 2 of the same design. And people have told me that they enjoy doing that because, first of all, sometimes they don't like to give it away, so they have 1 sample and 1 to give away. And also it's way quicker to just whip up 2 of the same design than to make 2 different cards. So that's the first one. But when I was designing this, I was really thinking about doing it on Very Vanilla. So this is the one we're making at class, but I'll show you a variation of one that I did. And it does have some heat embossing on it. So just a reminder that the heat embossing kit is now available from Stampin' Up, which is really good because for a while we used to sell these. I always call them dust bunnies, and they're not dust bunnies. They're embossing buddies. This one's actually bigger than mine that I originally got. So Stampin' Up does sell this now. This little tray, you would tip your embossing powder in, then put it back in your little container. And there are these really cool tweezers that take a while to get used to because they're reverse tweezers. So you can use these to hold whatever you're heat embossing because it does get hot. But I will tell you what I use is a clipboard from Dollarama. So when I'm heat embossing something, let's say this is what I'm heat embossing, I'll just clip it under and then I will heat emboss it. And I find this works really well. So in Canada, $37. It's a great time to buy stuff because Celebration is still on. And one other thing, they have added some regular products to the Celebration free offerings. The brushed metallic cardstock, I tried to order it earlier and it was not available, but you can get silver foil, flower of home dies. Some of them are the $120 price point and then some of them are the $60 price point. But hey, free is free, so it's easy to spend $60 and then you get free product. Hello. It's perfect. All right, so for my next one that I was originally thinking of doing, all in Very Vanilla. So there we have our base of Very Vanilla. Then we have another layer of Very Vanilla. So as again, wondering what can I put underneath that's subtle, that's not going to take away from the beautiful pumpkin, but it has just a little something. So I went with the Elegant Eucalyptus 3D embossing folder. So it has 2. One of them are these individual eucalyptus, and this one is a whole little cascade of eucalyptus. So that's the one I've used. I put it on an angle, and I think that'll be just enough. And I'm going to put a piece of vellum under my pumpkin, just to make it stand out a little bit. So we'll go ahead and put this on. So this is, oh my goodness, just a variation of the same pumpkin. This is why I like my white glue. I have a bunch of them, but they're in my other bag. I've been doing classes at my dad's retirement home, so I have the white glue in there. So we have our vellum, but I'm not going to put it on yet. I'm going to wait and build up my pumpkin, and then I'll know where I can put my glue. Let's just try this again. Put our little sprig. There's 3 different little sprigs that you can use. I don't know why I use the same one every time, but I did. So again, I'm just gonna make sure that this is holding that down, knowing that this goes a little bit above, so I have a little bit of play there. Is anyone else in their craft room today? It's It's literally pouring rain right now. Oops, I know what I forgot. Let's see if I can. There we go. So by putting this on first, then I know I can flip it over and I know exactly where I can put my adhesive so it doesn't show through. Now I didn't want this little tag. This one's a bit bigger than I wanted, but the smaller one, the sentiment was too big. It was too tall. So I don't know if it's going to be too big. Let's just try it. Maybe not. Once we tuck it in a little bit, I like that. Okay, again, this is popped up, so let's just put this on flat. Do you have a favorite? So this one is monochromatic. We'll put, I know that's not tucked in. It's not glued on, I mean. I think that's all it needs. So we have this one and we have this one. Both very different looks, but both using that same popped up pumpkin. I think it's really pretty. We had one last year that was a similar design. Oh yeah, I did cut out these ends of the tags, but as I tucked it under, we don't really need those. Okay, the tag doesn't look as big now. I was thinking of maybe putting a piece of linen thread and then tying this in it, but I like it not quite as big. So does anybody have a favorite? We're going to do one more. I'm going to show you one that we made yesterday at our team get-together. As I said, there was a couple of people that hadn't heat embossed before, so we wanted to do a couple of things for heat embossing. So those are those two. So our last one looks like this. So what we did was, this is a piece of vellum, and it is, I really honestly measured it so that it would fit this. 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, stamped, heat embossed in copper. Then we have our Very Vanilla base. And for this one, I used, oh my gosh, I love this folder, the Leaf Fall 3D embossing folder. Now I will tell you, you have to, because I wanted to have the sentiment down here, I had to be careful how I put the embossing folder on the paper. The first time I did it wrong. I did it like this. So, and then I took it out and I thought, wait a minute. Oh, there's nowhere to put the sentiment. So then I moved it around this way. That's what I love about embossing folders. They're so versatile. So then there was room for my sentiment where it wasn't embossed. And I did emboss it first and then do the sentiment after, but you can do it either way. It's a very simple card. It does take a little bit of time. You have to do your embossing, then your heat embossing, and then more heat embossing. And when I put this layer on, you'll see that even just with this layer, it's beautiful. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Let's just play the glue game. Stamp and Seal. I think this is actually a Stamp and Seal Plus. This is going to be really sturdy. That's all it's getting. There we go. So we have that and that. And then what I did is I, again, flipped it over to see where I could put my glue, and it's way easier if you use white glue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use glue dots. And glue dots give it a little bit of height if they're all scrunched up like I'm currently doing, without all the height of a dimensional. So we don't need a ton. Let's try that. So that card, just like that, would be beautiful. And also in the Rustic Pumpkin dies, which I don't know where they went. There is one leaf die that if you just had that over here, I think would be really pretty as well. Just one leaf die cut out and a little bow, but we're going to go this way. Those glue dots are nicely hidden. And then what I did is I took the shimmer ribbon, so this is gold shimmer ribbon, but I found that it was on its own, and I'll show you, it was too big for, the bow was just overpowering, I felt, for this particular design. So what I did is I took my paper snips, and I have some specific for cutting ribbon. I have a little piece of ribbon on them, because my paper ones, they do not cut ribbon really nicely. So what I did is I just cut it right down the middle, and then I'll just do a nice little bow. You could also use some of the gold trim, but I thought this was just the perfect. And if you have, we did have a copper ribbon at one time, you might have some in your stash. I think that would look pretty. So that's a good size. I'm just going to trim it and add a glue dot. I don't know, the comments stopped coming in, so if you're commenting, I can't see them. There we go. And it might fray a little bit, and that's okay. And you could fray it on purpose, maybe. I didn't try that, but you could fray it on purpose and see how that looked. And then I think I will add, no, I don't think I can add anything to these ones, to this card. Or did I? Oh, you know which ones I added? Yes, much nicer. These red and green adhesive backed pearls, which to find the red one, you have to flip it up. I love this pack because it has silver and gold, which you can tell I've used more than the other ones. And these are just a nice size. So a couple of gold ones, and then one down here. I have them on my desk because I use them all the time. So this is the card we made from our team gathering yesterday. Like I said, if you want to be part of a fun group of crafters, we would welcome you. And this is a variation of the pumpkin. And then this is a card from Fall Stamp Camp. Fall Stamp Camp is October 1st. And you can find more information at mariannecowan.com/events. Everything is sent to you, and you just put the projects together. It does say it's October 1st, but you can actually do it anytime. I do provide a PDF tutorial as well as a video tutorial. When I do it live, I download the video so that you can put your cards together. So we do have one tree in the backyard that the leaves are starting to turn red. which made me think of fall, so I decided to create a few fall cards. So thank you for popping in to see my creations today. I do hope you're having a great day. I always appreciate it if you like or share my video. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you will know when I go live. And I will have a fall schedule up soon, but for now, you'll just have to have your notifications on so that I can just pop into your inbox and you'll know when I'm in my craft room creating. Thanks everyone, and don't forget Celebration ends August 31st, and it's a great time to stock up on cardstock or envelopes because you get free product. I appreciate you watching. Have a great afternoon.